We've got new crazy reports about all the different Spider-Man that will be in Sony's Across the Spider-Verse. This includes Tom Holland. It may well include Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
But wait! There's more!
So this video will break down the report, we'll add in some professional grade nerdy speculation. Then we'll finish up by talking about how this might have to do with the live action stuff. Does this mean anything about the future plans for the live action Tom Holland, the live action Tobey Maguire, the live action Andrew Garfield? And will Sony actually be able to nail this, tying together this animated movie to live action and possibly even having some of these characters show up in Secret Wars? But okay, let's get into this. Let's first talk about what's in the article. I recommend you go check it out yourself, but let's give you the cliff notes, the big juicy stuff. So first up, they say, of course, a couple of things about the movie that we already know. You're going to be getting Miles Morales, you're going to be getting Spider-Gwen, you're going to be getting Spider-Man 2099. You'll also be getting Peter B, played of course by Jake Johnson, and Nicolas Cage's Spider-Noir from the first movie. But on top of that, and here's really the crazy bombshell stuff, you're going to be getting Tom Holland Spider-Man and the Spider-Man from the PS4. Now, in the article, they share that they're not 100% sure whether or not Holland himself will be voicing the character in this movie, but it is set to be the exact same character that you've seen in all the MCU movies. Yes, that character is going to be the Peter Parker that will probably sound like Tom Holland either way, and that character is going to be in Into the Spider-Verse. And on top of that, you're also going to be getting the PS4 Spider-Man. Now, the PS4 Spider-Man is really interesting because it's a very popular version of the character, but on top of that, this character has already appeared in Marvel Comics during a Spider-Geddon event. He had these crazy interactions with all these different multiversal variants of Peter Parker, and he even had a lot of interactions with a variant of Miles Morales. But wait, there's more. And according to the sources over at the Cosmic Circus, there have been discussions about bringing in Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And as they do mention in the article, there was another scooper out there that said that she heard that you're going to get Tom Holland Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire all in Across the Spider-Verse. And if that wasn't enough, you're apparently going to be getting the version of Peter Parker from the Spectacular Spider-Man show and the version from the all-time great classic 90s animated Spider-Man show. And they've even reached out to Christopher Daniel Barnes, who was the guy that played the Spider-Man of the 90s animated show. But now let's get into the sweet speculation, because that's all really crazy stuff, and I'm super excited that you're going to be getting such an amped up and just full of dope fan service Across the Spider-Verse. But it comes with a few questions. Like, first of all, is this movie going to change things for Tom Holland Spider-Man, and will those changes then be reflected when we go back to Tom Holland in the MCU? As it currently stands, there's nothing but rumors of what is going on between Marvel and Sony. I just did a video a couple of days ago about how it seems like things are going well, and Sony and Disney might get a new arrangement, come to some kind of a new deal, and sign a big deal with Tom Holland. And what Marvel Studios wants is they want Spider-Man 4, they want Tom Holland to be in Kang Dynasty, and they want Tom Holland to be in Secret Wars. And so it's kind of crazy, right? Like, is Tom Holland going to go through the multiverse via Across the Spider-Verse, get a sense of what's going on out there in the multiverse, and then come back and also help Marvel characters go through the multiverse via Kang Dynasty and then in Secret Wars? I don't know. That's pretty crazy.
That's crazy talk.
And will you also have Tobey and Andrew commenting on Spider-Man No Way Home when they're in Across the Spider-Verse? And then when they link up again in Secret Wars, are they going to make mention of meeting in this Across the Spider-Verse thing? Like, this is really weird because it's one of the first times that we've seen Sony be super ambitious with what they want to do with the multiverse via Spider-Man and Spider-Totems. For now, we're getting movies like Kraven, movies like Morbius, and movies like Venom. And Venom is the closest thus far as to interacting with another version of Spider-Man or a version of Spider-Man overall. And I think it's like a bold, weird choice for the next time you'll see Tom Holland Spider-Man, for it to be in an animated movie and for Sony to be putting all of their Spider-Man multiversal eggs in the basket that is another animated movie. Because I love the first Spider-Verse movie, but it didn't really do that well financially. Like, it did okay, but it didn't blow up in a way that I think a lot of people misremember because it was so popular and had this crazy second life via digital, and people like love that movie. And I agree, it's freaking awesome, but it really wasn't this smash hit in the theaters. Maybe what you're seeing from Sony is this idea idea that they want to pump up this next one and the one even after that to be on that level, to be like a $700-800-900 million grossing movie. And maybe that'll work. I think it's possible that Kevin Feige will actually help Sony navigate how to do all of this. And perhaps the reason we haven't seen a ton of Spider-Man things, we haven't seen a post-credit scene with Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, Tom Holland popping up in a Sony movie, or Tobey Maguire, or anything like that, is because Disney and Sony are negotiating to try to get Feige to help make this all make sense, because it really benefits all parties involved if this actually makes sense, if it feels good for a fan to go through these experiences, and then every movie that the fan watches with all these Spider-Man is enhancing the next time they watch a movie with all of these Spider-Man. It would also be kind of weird if the only time you see all of these Spider-Man together in live action would be in the MCU and not in anything Sony. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. We actually just talked about a story a couple of weeks ago that made mention of Sony's plan being to work towards a Spider-Geddon movie. And that's crazy because, again, the PS4 Spider-Man already was involved in Spider-Geddon via Marvel Comics, and now he's going to be in Across the Spider-Verse. Is this a setup or a thread that will allow that character to help the other characters become aware of the Inheritors? Are the Inheritors going to be the main villains of Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse? Do you kind of see what I'm saying here? I mean, this is hyped up stuff. I'm loving it and gets me very excited to watch Across the Spider-Verse and the next one. But I'm also like scratching my head as to how this is going to work overall. And I guess let's then talk about how this will work overall and my concerns about Secret Wars and all of this different stuff, right? Because right now, Kevin Feige is busy trying to create a Secret Wars in which he can bring in the Sony Spider-Man, bring in the Fox X-Men characters, bring in the MCU Avengers and other characters, and have this smorgasbord of dope Marvel characters all fighting against each other and having a heck of an adventure in Secret Wars. And the most recent report that we talked about how badly Feige wants Tom Holland Spider-Man to be in the MCU for Spider-Man 4, and then in the MCU for the Kang Dynasty, and likely then jettisoned to Battle World to fight in Secret Wars. And you're also supposed to be getting Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as live-action Spider-Man in Secret Wars. And so, like, without Feige's help, or without Feige like giving the nod to all the things that are happening in Across the Spider-Verse, it's not going to feel like a hard and fast continuity. There's just a lot of questions, a lot of ways this could go wrong. And then on top of that, my other question is, how do you do something as seemingly epic as what they're going to be doing in Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse, and then turn around and do something else in live action that's a Spider-Verse that brings in maybe characters you've already explored in the animated realm, or characters you haven't, and you want it to be as hyped up for fans, as exciting, and like, it's just getting to the point where, like, are these friggin' characters all going to be like, here we go again, another crazy multiversal thing? Like, it's got to feel earned, and it's got to feel organic. And I know that might sound weird because we're talking about different Spider-Man. We're talking about bombast. We're talking about crazy fun comic book stuff. And I get it, but the continuity, even loosely holding this all together, is important, and it's a part of how we enjoy it. So I'm definitely excited for it. I have no idea what it actually means for Marvel and Sony moving forward, and maybe Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire's role via Secret Wars will then lead them into something that's going to lead to the Spider-Geddon live action film. Perhaps there's a way that you can resolve things in these two animated movies and yet still have something come out of it that feels very threatening and requires all the Spider-Man once again. Maybe Spider-Geddon takes place on Battle World during the events of Secret Wars, but will be done by Sony and match up perfectly and be this really cool hyped up event. I guess what I'm saying is, this sounds really cool. I hope it all ends up making sense, and if they freaking pull this off, I mean, it's going to be what every Spider-Man fan has always wished for. So let me know what you think about these crazy reports. Let me know how you think this could all tie together. Smash a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you have a chance to win the dope nerdy thing we give away each month. This month, it's 2 sets of these awesome Marvel Legend figures, and we're giving a set away for a subscriber to our live streaming channel, so go subscribe over there as well. And if you want to watch more, why not check out this video I just did breaking down the new information about what Marvel Studios wants for Tom Holland in his next 3 MCU movies.